Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So for today's video, I thought it would be a cool idea to pull out all of the products that are owned by the brand Huda Beauty and basically dedicate an entire video to them because they have recently dropped their holiday collection, and in that holiday collection there is also a larger eyeshadow palette, and I've got it right here. I've not tried this one out yet, so this is going to be a first impression in today's video. I'm really excited. When I saw this palette, I basically could not resist, and I really wanted to try this one out. I'm also going to be creating more looks over on my YouTube Shorts tab with this palette. The rest of the newer products, I've already tried them out. I have their new foundation, the new primer, some of the new blushes, also the new shade that was in this collection. I mean, I've got some exciting things. I don't have everything by the brand that they are offering, but I do have a good amount of product, so you know that we can kind of like do a full face on Huda Beauty, but also fill in the gaps with some other products here and there. And I also wanted to mention that Huda Beauty is going to have a Black Friday sale, and that is going to happen, I think, from November the 18th onwards. But they are going to be offering up to 80% off. So you can sign up with your email address on their official website for that. So I thought, you know what, that would be like a fun occasion to actually do a Huda Beauty video as well. And of course, I'm also going to be listing and linking all of the products that I'm featuring in today's video in my description box down below. Those links are generated through my partner over at Shop My Shelf. So if you do shop through these links, I do earn a small commission, and I definitely do appreciate that. It's going to support my channel. So thank you so much. And if you don't want to use the links, you can always show your support by just liking the video, subscribing to my channel if you do like beauty content, and also don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. All right, before we are jumping into the makeup by Huda Beauty, I just wanted to quickly mention this product because honestly, I really love it. This is by Kayali, and I think Kayali is the sister company of Huda Beauty. They are also being sold on their official website, and they are making perfumes. And you guys know I'm not like the biggest perfume junkie. There are so many other channels that really do an amazing job in reviewing perfumes, but I did pick up some Kayali perfumes, and I've got to say, there is one in particular that I just adore. I really adore this, and I'm not sure for how much longer this is going to be on the market, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might have been a summer collection. This is only available in a small bottle, and it's actually the Kayali Maui in a bottle sweet banana perfume. This stuff, it is so good. Like, it's really yummy. It's just so nice. Let me actually spray it a little bit. Oh, I love this. This is so delicious. Like, this is fruity, but not sickeningly sweet. I can smell the banana, but it's like a really sophisticated, refreshing banana. And it's definitely not too heavy. This is amazing. I really have loved this. I just want to have mentioned that in case you are eyeing this sale, in case you are eyeing some of these perfumes, because this scent is amazing. But all right, so let's actually move on to my face and let's do a little bit of a prepping step. Let's talk about their brand new release, their new primer. So this is the new Easy Blur Primer. So in case you did not know, Huda Beauty is going to discontinue the glowish line. This was kind of like an offspring of their normal line. They kind of had this like glowish line going on, and this primer in particular is the Blur Jam. So this is the product that is going to get discontinued. So I think with the new release, the Easy Blur Primer, this is aimed to sort of like replace this one. If you are new to my channel, you may not be aware of this, but I actually did include this primer in my Best of Beauty 2022, whenever this came out. I think this came out in 2022. I really like this. I actually emptied this multiple times. This is my third jar, and it's going to be my last jar. So as you can see, I'm still using mine. I'm going to use this one up for sure. The thing is, I think this is the best silicone-free primer that there is. My favorite one by Hourglass, the Vanish Airbrush Primer, that one has silicones in it. This one is also silicone-free. The difference between these two is this one is a little bit thicker in texture and consistency. It's not necessarily like a shine cancellation product, but it does take the shine away a little bit better than this one. I feel like this one is a little bit thinner, but it's also hydrating. And I'm kind of glad that they went this route, like that they did a blurring primer, because you guys may know I love blurring primers. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to apply it so you can see what this is actually doing. I also feel like when this goes onto my skin, it's a little bit like cooling, but it does not have any ingredients that would cause like an intense cooling effect. It's just like a little bit like a thick gel, right? So let's put it on one side of my face. I mean, I really like it, but it's kind of cooling when it goes on in a very nice way. Like there is no menthol in this, there is not even perfume in this. I kind of prefer this texture because this texture does apply a little bit better. It's still thick, but it's not quite as thick as the Blur Jam. It's giving me a very smooth base. Is it tacky? No. So I'm just gonna apply it to the other side as well. But yeah, I have to say I'm so glad that Huda Beauty did not completely discontinue a blurring primer and that they came out with this one. And when they came out with this one, they also released a foundation. And I have been trying out this foundation for a couple of weeks now, and I cannot wait to share this with you. So let's move on to their new foundation. So this is the Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation with Niacinamide. So here is the foundation. Now, some people were complaining about this packaging, but to be honest, I kind of like the packaging. It comes with a squeeze nozzle as well. I think this is very travel friendly. So let's have a quick look at what they are saying, what they are claiming about this foundation. They are saying our Easy Blur foundation is a weightless, real life filter foundation that's ultra blurring and smoothing for an easy airbrushed finish with medium to buildable coverage for foolproof, seamless, easy application. This serum-like foundation is formulated with 1.5% skin smoothing niacinamide and pore blurring silica for the most natural airbrushed finish. So it's fragrance and alcohol-free, non-comedogenic, lightweight, and melts on skin. The way to apply this, Huda recommends using 2 fingers length worth of product. Apply Easy Blur foundation with the Huda Beauty base brush to effortlessly blend and buff into the skin. Set with our Easy Bake Loose setting and baking powder for the ultimate airbrushed finish. So that's what we're going to be doing. I actually do have the brush. I got the brush for free when I ordered this product. Now this is coming in 30 different shades. I initially, before I went on a holiday and I got a tan, this is the perfect shade match for me, actually, if I would not have this tan. So this is the shade Chai 210B, a light with like neutral beige undertones. This really matched me perfectly because I had this foundation before I went on holiday. So this is the shade Chai. I actually decided to pick up another shade and I went with the shade Latte 300 Neutral. So I'm gonna swatch this right next to Chai. The thing is, this will match me. I'm more of a neutral leaning cool undertone. This is the shade Latte, the one I'm going to be applying today, and this is usually the shade that would match me if I would not have this tan. All right, so before I'm applying this, this is the brush that came with my foundation. I would have never purchased this, okay? I mean, I've got my own brushes, and I have not tried this out because honestly, I did use this foundation with my own brush. I also tried it with a sponge. It's okay, you know, it's gonna give you more coverage if you are using a brush. Let's actually go ahead and let's use the shade Latte 300 Neutral. So I'm gonna give this a shake. Now, I really like this texture. It's like a serum-like texture. It's going to be running down my finger. So it's not thick and creamy. So let's do this on one side first. I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking about this. Ooh, this is this is a very small brush. Oh, I kind of like it though with the brush. I mean, this blends out very, very well. Use a little bit more product for my forehead. All right, so you can see with just one layer, this is beautiful. I will say this is such a stunning finish. Has really decent, sort of like medium coverage. And I think this has smoothened and perfected out my skin texture as well. It is not matte, definitely not, and it's not dewy. Um, it has a little bit of a dry down, but it's also flexible enough to like build this one up. So I'm gonna just do the other side as well. And also this brush, it kind of works really, really well. I did not think I would like this. That's why I did not even like bother to get it out. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use this for the video. But I kind of really enjoy this brush. It's not like a necessity though. I mean, the shine looks like a beautiful natural sort of glow. The only thing is I always have to build it up a little bit more on my nose. My nose kind of eats this product up a little bit. So I have to use a little bit more product on here. The rest, I feel like this medium coverage serves me quite well. I mean, you could definitely build this one up, use more product, and even achieve more coverage with this. Could I just walk out like this, like with my Urban Decay Face Bond foundation without powdering it? Mm-mm. I will have to powder this, but I still think it looks pretty. It does not look greasy or over the top oily, and it's not necessarily like moving around. It just looks really, really pretty. So all in all, I really like this foundation. I like the texture, I like the coverage level, I like the fact that this is flexible enough so that you can build this up. I like that the shade is matching me. I really have to say, I like it. The only thing I'm not 100% convinced by is the performance, in the sense that it does get a little bit shiny. But I can still deal with that, and it's not as bad as some of the other foundations that do get oily on me. So, you know, it's not a deal breaker. I really like this foundation. I like the way that this makes my skin look. It's really easy to apply, and I think this is really, really good. So let's move on to the next product. Let's put a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. So this is the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. So I've been using this concealer quite a lot this year. I actually did purchase this, I think in the beginning of the year or something. I really like it. I've got it in 2 shades. In total, this is gonna come in 29 shades. My correct shade usually is Vanilla Swirl 3.1B. So this is usually the shade that I would use if I would use my Chai foundation, the 210B. I would go with this concealer. Now, because I'm using a deeper foundation shade today due to my tan, I am using the shade Marmalade 3.3B. Before I'm going to be applying this, I also just want to talk to you guys real quick about a different sort of concealer by them. Oh my gosh, I adore this. And this is actually the Faux Filter Under Eye Color Corrector. So this is actually a color corrector for underneath your eyes. You can put this on before you are applying concealer, right? And I have this one in the shade Cherry Blossom. And this exists in 7 different shades in total. Look at that. This is a perfect pink shade for me. I am actually using this for foundations or concealers that do pull too yellow on me, and it works so, 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 so well. Whenever something pulls just a tad bit too like yellow on me, I will mix this in. I do a couple of drops of this, and wow, this is working. So I am just so happy that I got this one. So I wanted to point this one out, you know. I don't think I'm gonna be applying it today because honestly, this concealer is going to match the foundation and it's gonna be working with my undertones. So I'm gonna be applying the shade Marmalade 3.3B today. This concealer is very thin. It is creamy, yes, but it's also like very thin in consistency. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right here underneath my eyes. And maybe let's put a little bit on my nose. It's not gonna make your under eye look like crepey or like dry or any of that. And I kind of like blending this out with a sponge. It is going to smoothen out your under eye area quite well. And I know that a lot of people love this concealer, and for a good reason. It is really pretty. I mean, I like the concealer. I think the concealer is great, has great coverage, blends out like a dream, really flexible formula. I like it. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of an eye primer because obviously that's an area where I never like apply any concealer because I do have my eye primer. So I'm gonna be using the Sigma eyeshadow base primer. I don't know if Huda Beauty has an eye primer. Maybe they do, but I'm just gonna use what I love and know. So I'm just gonna apply this and I'll be back in a second. And oh my gosh, I completely forgot. We are not gonna be powdering this face down immediately because I do have a liquid blush and usually I do apply that one on top of powder, but I really want to try it out underneath powder today. So we're going to be doing that. But I do want to apply a little bit of a bronzer somehow underneath the powder. I did not pick up the cream bronzer by Huda Beauty, but I only heard good things about that product. So maybe one day in the future. But today I'm going to be applying this product because this is a product that I've been loving. And this is actually by Too Faced and it's the Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I've got mine in the shade Chocolate Mousse. So I'm going to just apply this real quick and I'll be right back with the liquid blushes. All right, I am back. So let's talk about these new blushes that were released this year. I'm obsessed. I love these. I'm gonna give that away straight away. So this is the Blush Filter Liquid Blush. The original release was in 5 different shades. Out of those 5 OG shades, I actually do own 2. My favorite shade is the shade Strawberry Cream. Oh my gosh, is this stunning. This is so beautiful. I love it. I also have the shade Black Cherry. This is almost too pigmented for me. Like, I have to be super careful when I use this product. It's like such a beautiful, like, berry shade on me, but I have to be very careful because in general, these are quite pigmented. And then recently they came out with 2 additional shades with the Icy Nude collection for the holiday set. So I'm not sure if these are limited shades or not, but I just picked up the shade Latte. It is actually marketed as like a blush slash bronzer, like a blonzer. But on me, it's almost like Maiden's Blush by RMS. It's like such a beautiful nude shade. It's so, so, so stunning. Let's just apply this shade Latte. Why not? I'm gonna just use a little bit of the product on my hand. I'm also just gonna blend this out so you can see the shade. It's right here. And then I'm gonna just go with my brush and I'm gonna work it in. And you guys, these smell like strawberry. They smell like strawberry candy. So nice. I love the scent. Not that I necessarily need my liquid blush to have a scent, right? I'm just gonna apply this and we can always add the strawberry one. But I really, really like this shade. I like it. I like what this does. Should I actually add a little bit of the strawberry cream? Now that you saw what this is looking like, just a little bit, so that I can use both of them. Oh gosh, just a little bit. Like I'm not gonna do a lot. I'm just mainly gonna focus it onto the apples of the cheek. Yeah. Oh, these 2 shades actually go together so well. These 2 shades are my favorite ones. I think this formula is amazing. I have been loving these, loving them. Actually, I'm really hopeful that they are going to be releasing more shades. Hopefully, maybe like a dusty mauve, something like that. But I really, really like what this is doing for my complexion. Really love this formula too. And although this is the first time I'm trying this underneath powder, I'm hopeful. Maybe we'll have to apply a little bit more later on. But let's set the face first. So let's actually use the iconic setting powder. So this is the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I also just realized I had nothing on my lips the entire time. So I just applied a little bit of my Too Faced Kissing Jelly lip gloss, lip oil gloss hybrid thing in the shade Cotton Candy. Love this. Didn't do anything else. That was it. And I grabbed the powder. At some point in time this year, they did release a fragrance-free version of this, and I got the fragrance-free version. They have now made this fragrance-free setting powder permanent. So you can get it with fragrance and you can get it without fragrance, which is amazing. So they have this product in 7 shades in total. Of course, I've got the pink powder. I have this in the shade Cherry Blossom. That's the exact same shade as I have the color corrector, right? Cherry Blossom, it is for me. I mean, for me personally, I always love a good pink powder. This powder, very finely milled. I don't like the packaging personally. It's not my favorite way. I wish Huda Beauty would just finally come out with a locking sift. Like, we don't want to have this tapping net. It's a little bit annoying. I know that she has now come out with a version where you can actually remove this. But then again, maybe you are going to spill too much of the powder out that way if you remove the entire net. So I just wish it was a locking sift and the problem would be solved. Otherwise, I like this powder. However, it is not my all-time favorite powder in the world. If you have more oily prone skin, it is not that great in oil control. It is great in blurring and setting the makeup, no questions asked. So I'm gonna just tap this and you can see this is so annoying. I'm just gonna tap a little bit of the product out into the cap. It's just so much more convenient. Okay, so let's just set one side of my face, and I'm also using a powder puff here. It is very, very finely milled, this powder, and it is quite blurring. I will say this pink is not very pink. It's more brightening than it is a true pink. Like, it's not like the ultra pink from One Size. I've been even trying some other powders that are more pink than the ultra pink by One Size. Can you believe that? Really want to share those very soon with you. But this is really one that is amazing to set your makeup with. Oh, it's gonna cancel out some of the blush pigment though. Might have to reapply the blush a little bit. Well, that is good to know because I've never tried this. I always tend to go with my blushes, I tend to go on top of powder anyway. Okay, so one side is set with the Huda Beauty powder. Really pretty. I mean, it did take away a lot of the shine, right? It's such a stunning powder. It's gonna melt in. It's gonna set everything. Looks very blurred. But let's set the other side of my face as well. I like this for underneath my eyes. I will say I really have been enjoying this powder for that purpose. For the spots that I get a little bit oilier, I don't think it's the best. All right, so my face is set. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be applying a little bit more blush here because I feel like that blush just disappeared into thin air, didn't it? I mean, there's still some product left. I'm just going to apply, this is the shade Latte. I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. So really, this is like more of a liquid blush that I'm just going to be applying on top of powder instead of underneath powder. So that's pretty much it for the complexion. I don't have a highlighter by Huda Beauty. I know that they have released these face glosses that basically look like a petri dish, let's be honest. I did not pick those up because I don't think this is my type of product. Looks like a little bit like a gel balm thing type of situation. I always do prefer a powder highlighter. So right now I don't really have a highlighter by Huda Beauty. And I don't have a brow product because we completely forgot to do my brows. I'm just going to do that right now off camera. I'm going to be doing my brows. We're going to be worrying about the highlighter later on after we have done the eyes. Then I'm going to be applying a highlighter. All right, so I'm just going to be doing my brows off camera and I'll be back with the brand new palette. All right, I am back. I just did my eyebrows. So let's move on to this brand new eyeshadow palette. So this is the Icy Nude Eyeshadow palette. Now, honestly, I am not the biggest connoisseur for Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I only have one other eyeshadow palette by the brand, and it's the one from last year, the Pretty Grunge palette. I've got to say, I really enjoyed this. This is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more grungy, more rock and roll, really. This one is giving me Ice Queen vibes. So let's have a look inside. I mean, this has some muted tones of rose, some gray, also some browns, also some peaches. I mean, it's just such a pretty color story. This is kind of like the type of color stories that I'm always like intrigued by. So I have not swatched mine, as you can tell. I am going to be inserting some swatches of this palette after I'm done filming. I think this is very, very pretty. This is really stunning, you guys. I just know for a fact that this one is a pressed glitter. And I don't like pressed glitters. So I think I might be using something very simple today. I'm gonna be going for a very easy look, maybe something more on the gray side. So I'm not gonna be doing the most exciting look for today's video. Definitely check out my shorts tab in the upcoming days. I'm gonna be posting more looks with this palette over there. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, the mid-tone gray. Let's see. You guys know I really do like my grays. As long as I don't pull blue on me. I don't think this one is gonna do that. This gray actually looks almost like lilac gray on me, like a purple grayish. This blended out like a dream, but I kind of want to go in with a little bit of warmth. I know there was not much warmth in this palette, but I want to use the mid-tone peachy shade First Class. So this shade right here, and let's see, I just want to dust this slightly over this gray, and let's see what this is going to be like. Might not do that much, but just to neutralize it slightly, because I thought I would end up with more of like a true gray tone. Not gonna do much, but it's gonna do enough. A little bit better, right? The next step, what I want to do is I'm gonna go into the shade Unapologetic. So this one right here, I'm gonna use that. And I'm just gonna apply it to my outer corners just a little bit. Let's see what this is gonna be like. Ooh, that's looking pretty. It looks pretty pretty. So next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use the deepest shade now, She Rich, just to deepen all of this up slightly. So next thing that I want to do, I want to put something lighter in my inner corners. And I think I'm going to go into the shade Oneself, which is this one right here. This one. Let's continue with something in my waterline. I'm going to use my Martin Cosmetics eyeliner. I don't have an eyeliner by Huda Beauty, so I'm just going to be using that real quick. Okay, so for underneath the eyes, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Faux Fur. And then I'm also going to just deepen it up with the shade She Rich. So I'm going to use this shade first and then deepen it up with this shade. So let's see how this Faux Fur is going to look like. My lower lash line is done. I used Faux Fur, then I deepened it up with She Rich, and in the inner corner I put a little bit of Oneself, like the very bright shade that I put in my inner corner right here. So before we are going to be applying a shimmer shade, I am going to just clean up my edges and apply some NYX glitter glue. Of course, I'm gonna have to do that. Glitter glue is applied, my edges are cleaned up. I think I want to go into the shade VVS. I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean. This one right here. This is very soft. I'm just tapping in it. I'm not swiping. Oh, this is quite chunky. Do you know what you have to do when something is chunky like that? You use your hand and you are just gonna blend it out on your hand prior to applying it onto the eyes. Wow, that's a pretty shade. But yeah, just tap the excess off. I've seen so many people with this palette just using the chunks and just going straight onto their eyes. I'm just like, why wouldn't you just use your hand and tap it off? Should we do that shade? Ooh, ooh, that's actually really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna be using that. I'm gonna put that all over my lids. Ooh, I love this. I think this is so pretty. Wow, this almost has like a golden pink flip to it. Oh, this looks very stunning. This is a very chunky formula, and I don't think all of the shades are like that. The other one that I can see that might be like that might be Diamond Dew and Iced Out. You know, you don't have to rush this process. I rather take my time than have glitter everywhere. And I also used a glitter glue. And I feel like I don't have any fallout. I really don't. Very minimal, if any. That's almost like a little bit stickier of a formula, you know? But you really just Want to smoothen it out first before you're putting it on. So don't rush this process. The only thing is, I don't feel like we've got a really good inner corner highlighter in this palette. Now, of course, I could go in with this shade right here, but I think this is a shade with a flip. Maybe the silver. Let's use the silver, okay? See what this is going to look like in the inside of my corner. Ooh, that is actually pretty. Forget everything I just said. This eye look is actually stunning. Now, of course, some of these shades are going to be a little bit more chunky, a little bit more finicky, but there are so many other options. You can go in a complete different direction than I did today. Because I don't have a highlighter by Huda Beauty, I just pulled out my Fenty Beauty Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in the shade Too Much. I'm going to be using this. I think that's going to be pretty. I really like this highlighter, you guys. I've been using this quite a lot lately. I really like it. So let's apply this. Oh, this is just so icy, so blinding, so pretty. Okay, so we are almost done with the eyes. I actually did pick up a mascara. So this is the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara. I have a travel size of this product. This is a double-ended mascara, so it has two brushes. I have tried out this mascara a couple of times now. I will say it's not my favorite one. And this is basically due to the formula. I know that Huda Beauty has some other mascaras. So in case you are familiar with the mascaras by Huda Beauty, please let me know if there is one that is a little bit better than this one. On me, this one, over time, over the course of my day when I'm wearing this, it gives me the black snowflakes. So it's kind of crumbling. And I don't like that. So that's something that's a huge deal breaker for me. It looks really impressive when you are applying it first. But yeah, over the course of my day, I don't want to have like black crumbles on my cheeks. I really don't. I'm just gonna curl my lashes first. And then I'm gonna start off with the volume side. All right, so I'm gonna apply the other side now, and that one is the curl and length side. It looks very dramatic, but I will say up close, this looks very crumbly. I mean, I like the effect, but I don't like the way this looks up close. So let's do the other side as well. This really did just lift my lashes quite dramatically, but my God, this is a formula that I personally don't love. I can feel this on my lashes. It's too much, and it almost like glues the lashes together. And also it clumps. Like I had to remove multiple clumps. Whew, this was time consuming. For my lower lashes, I had to go in with the length and curl side, could not go in with that brush from the volumizing side. I'm glad I just purchased the travel size, although the result is nice. I need my mascara to be quick and easy, lengthening, separating. That's like my kind of thing. I feel like this is pretty, but it's not really what I'm looking for necessarily, especially not the way that I got there. I want to take the shortcut. I don't want to take like the long and exhaustive road when it comes to a mascara. I'm already exhausted after I put on my eyeshadow. I don't want to do that with a mascara, okay? So I actually do have a lip liner, and I think this lip liner might be a new one by Huda Beauty, I'm not sure. And I also have a bullet lipstick. So let's start talking about the lip liner first. So this is the Lip Contour 2.0 Automatic Matte Lip Pencil. This is their renewed formula for their lip liners. They actually have 13 different shades. I have the shade Sandy Beige, and that is more of like a nude sort of like brown shade. You can twist this one up, and I think this is, yeah, this comes with this silly sharpener. I don't like these lip pencils. I need to stop purchasing them, but I really wanted to try out the formula. This formula almost reminds me of Lawless, and I love Lawless Beauty lip liners. Those are like my favorite ones, alongside with Airy Paris. This is a little bit creamier, but it's not going to slip and slide around. So I'm just going to apply this. All right, so here is the lip liner. Amazing formula. This formula is beautiful. Glides on like a dream. It's so easy to apply and definitely has a matte finish. It's just so stunning. Also, when you build the color up a little bit, it's not gonna ball up, it's not gonna do something weird. I really, really love and adore this formula. It's amazing. So let's actually move on to the bullet lipstick that I've got. So this is the Power Bullet Matte Lipstick. I did not pick up any of the lip glosses. I did not. I don't know why. There was one shade that I was eyeing for a second, but then I was like, but I also have the lipstick. I think they also have a hydrating glow lipstick if you don't like this finish, this matte finish. But this is a beautiful matte. So they have this in so many shades. They've got this product in 24 shades. I only have one, but I would love to pick up more. But I really have to stop myself at some point. I have so many lip products. I did pick up the shade Board Meeting. I honestly think this is a pretty lovely neutral shade. This is not too warm, it's not too cool toned. It's like the perfect in-between brown. I actually looked at these in store. This was the shade that spoke to me the most. So I'm going to be applying it and telling you a little bit about the formula, which, you know, spoiler, I also really like. So although this has a matte finish, I feel like it's still very creamy. It's very velvety on your lips. It's not quite as velvety as, you know, the ABH lip velvets, but that's also not a bullet lipstick. And yeah, this formula is beautiful. I really like these lipsticks. Stunning. Could only recommend. Especially this shade if you were ever looking for a proper neutral brown shade. I did make the right choice in picking these two products up. I mean, this is really my vibe. You guys know I love brown lipsticks. I really like them, like nude brown lipsticks. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you guys, I am looking at this look and I'm thinking this actually does look stunning. I really like most of these products by Huda Beauty. The only thing that I might not be 100% sure about is this mascara. But the rest, I kind of like it, okay? I really like most of the products that I've tried out by the brand thus far. So if you have tried out anything by Huda Beauty, please do drop me a comment down below and let me know what are your thoughts. Did you have the same experience? Did you have a different experience? Please, please, please do let me know. And also let me know, are you shopping anything from their sale? I would be really intrigued to know. Please don't forget to check out my description box as well. And if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you in the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.